What's up? Doing top 5. Yeah.
Alright, that was a really interesting introduction.
So
I love it.
yeah, our top 5 are going to be our top 5 favorite games with Phil, Blake, and myself.
Alright.
What's up?
Alright, so shall I start?
You shall start.
Okay, so my number 5 is Civ 5. I like it because you have to be smart at the game. You have different years and whatnot, and you have to research and make sure you have good cities and production and economy and culture and all that junk. Yeah, it's interesting.
You can completely be way better than all of the world powers today, economically wise.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Also, Gandhi can nuke you. By the way.
Oh yes.
Experience. So be careful with Gandhi. He's the devil.
He loves his nukes and long swordsmen.
Yeah. Okay, well.
Alright.
Like Civ 5.
Okay, there was a weird problem with the video, and we're just going to edit that part out. But Philip, I believe you were talking about Oblivion.
Okay, the reason I chose it for number 5 is because I spent a lot of time playing it, and it's one of my favorite RPGs. I like all the amount of missions and quests and crap in it, and it's addicting.
Yeah.
Jumping against the wall while sneaking.
Especially since you're both happen to be playing it right now.
Yep.
Exactly.
Strange that it's not higher on your list. Seems that even though it seems a top priority for you.
Right now.
Hey.
No. I don't know.
I got other stuff to go on top, I guess.
Alright then. Well, on to number 4. Sidney?
Okay, so my number 4 is Halo 3. Now, yeah, this game, oh my gosh. When this game came out, it was like the shit. You couldn't hear anything not about it. And it was non-stop played over there. It was probably the best Halo, in my opinion. There's amazing custom games that people had, like Infection, if anybody played that, which was very addicting. And it had a really good ranking system and whatnot. It was just overall a completely fun game with the customization of armor. All that is awesome. But yep, that's my number 4.
Alright. Well, my number 4 is sort of a mystery to everyone at our little recording studio here, which happens to be all of our rooms, so you don't need to know that. These two have been trying to guess my number 4 for a bit now, and I've been keeping it hidden until I revealed it at this moment. But let's just say that I loved this game when I played it, but I played it a really long time ago. That in order to say something useful for it, I have to pull up a Wikipedia page just to talk about it. But anyway, my number 4 is Mother 3. Yeah. It's your basic RPG game. Pretty good.
That's the game with Ness, right?
Actually, it's the game with Lucas.
Okay.
But what to say about it? I'm looking at the Wikipedia page because it's been a really long time since I've played it, but I actually do love it. I guess another thing to mention, it's also commonly known as Earthbound 2, which is strange, and I'm not going to go into that right now. But looking back on this now, because again, I haven't played Mother 3 in a while, and when I did play it, I didn't have the common sense that I have now. Looking back on it, Mother 3 was a really messed up game. And yet still it has a place in my heart, cuz it just combined epicness with sadness with adventure, and it was just really great. Yeah, it was really great, and I guess I could go into some of the characters here because when I say things were messed up, they were really messed up. Especially with some of the characters, like you got Lucas, who's just a young boy. Main character happens to have some sort of magical powers called the PSI. You have Flint, his father, who isn't around for very long, and that sort of adds to the sad part. Klaus, his brother, who ends up disappearing, and I'm not going to spoil the rest about Klaus, because you guys can play it for yourself, even though the English version is non existent. But, okay. Then you have
Damn English.
Then you have
Yeah.
Kumatora and possibly the weirdest character of them all, Duster. Duster is a thief who uses tools, including staples, to nail enemies to the ground. I don't know if there's any. It's been a long time, so I don't remember this mechanic of the game, but I'm pretty sure you're either a fool or a badass if you staple your enemies to the ground. So, um, yeah, but anyway, the story just combines sadness with epicness together, and it just forms a huge nostalgic awesomeness. I don't know. Anyway, my number 4, Mother 3.
Awesome.
Okay. Well, mine is a game I know pretty much everybody's played. It's Battlefield 3. I was
Here
trying
we
to choose
go.
in between 3 and Bad Company 2,
Yeah.
but I chose 3 just because I have a lot more time on there and I played it with friends a lot more often. Because no one I know has Bad Company 2. So I don't have to explain the game much because I know probably every single person watching's played it. So
Yeah.
just had great times with the vehicular killing and playing with friends and stuff.
Yeah, I was thinking about putting that on, but I didn't. I thought someone else was gonna do it. And I have some other favorite games.
Yeah.
I don't know. I had too many games to choose from, so I just chose some I play a lot.
Yeah.
I don't really think I could get into that, but well, yeah. It is a pretty good game, I will admit, but it's not on my list, so.
Okay, so my number 3 is Fallout 3.
What?
This game, yeah.
Number 3
Fallout
is 3.
It was, yeah. I played it a lot. Like, I probably put in a good, I don't know, 400 hours altogether on it.
What a nerd.
Yeah, I just love how much you can replay this game. Like, I've played it through the entire campaign at least 5 times, and I can still tell you that there's quests I haven't played. That's just how much I love it. It's just like an amazing post-apocalyptic game, and it was such a technological advance from Fallout 2 to Fallout 3. So,
Especially with aliens.
yeah, it was the way I actually learned about it was my sister's ex-boyfriend showed me Oblivion, and I was gonna buy it for the console, but he told me to get Fallout 3. It was like futuristic Oblivion, so it was, and I loved it. And thanks to him, now I really love Fallout. So that's why it's one of my top games.
That's really enlightening.
Yeah, beautiful story.
Alright.
Okay, you're
A tear to my eye. That's beautiful.
okay, like.
Okay, that emotional experience aside, for lack of a better word, experience. On to my number 3, which I actually just got done playing not too long ago, and Sidney, you actually helped with that. And hey, that video is actually being uploaded as we speak. What?
Ooh!
That would be Fire Emblem 7, or just Fire Emblem, or also called Fire Emblem the Blazing Sword. There's a bunch of different names for it only because it's the first Fire Emblem game to be released for an English version. But so some people consider it the first one, and they just put Fire Emblem. But in all seriousness, it's actually the seventh one in the seventh game in the series, which is also the reason I like Fire Emblem 7. I'm a very big fan of the Fire Emblem series because I just love strategy games like that. Okay, what's going on? You're all laughing during my explanation.
That's just Phil.
Okay, fine.
Continue, it's just me. Yeah.
Aside from me being just a fan of the Fire Emblem series itself, Fire Emblem 7 was actually one of the first Game Boy games that I ever owned and played, aside from some Scooby-Doo game and Pokemon Emerald. But yeah, because it was one of the first Game Boy games I played, and I loved my Game Boy back in the day because I didn't have anything else. I grew up in the time when it was cool to have a GameCube, and if you had a GameCube, you were the cool kid on the block. And unfortunately, I grew up in a place where everyone was poor except for this one guy who lived next to me who lived in a mansion, and he had a GameCube and he hated me. So he always invited everyone over, and they all played his GameCube, and I had to sit there and watch them. And it was really, really mean. But when I
That's
got
not touching.
my Game Boy, it was really awesome, and of course, I was in love with the thing, and I played all 3 of my games for so much, and Fire Emblem 7 just happened to be one of my favorite ones. So,
So thanks to a douche, you were enlightened by a game.
yep. Thanks to a rich douche who lived in a mansion when I was 5.
Thank you, rich douche. Be more douchey.
Yes.
Okay, no, Phil.
Okay. Well, I'm switching what it was originally gonna be. It's gonna be Assassin's Creed 2 because it's my probably most played Assassin's Creed because I just played it nonstop. I beat every mission and side quest and all that on it. I literally play it nonstop. And then so I'm switching that to Time Splitter Future Perfect. I don't know how many of you have heard of that.
Nope.
But it's an older game for Xbox, GameCube, PS2, and stuff. And it's pretty much a FPS that's the guy jumps through time and stuff to try to fix it and stuff. And it's very humor based. And you can burn Frosty the Snowman alive, and you can kill cactuses with lettuces and gingerbread men.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's really stupid, but it's really, really fun.
Sounds very brutal.
Sounds funny. I'll check it out. Time Splitter?
Yeah, Time Splitter. Make sure it's Future Perfect. The other ones aren't really that funny because they're itchy.
Okay. Alright.
Number 2.
That's number 3. Okay, number 2. Okay, my number 2 is Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Yeah, surprise shot.
I see mods coming up here soon, and cheats, and what else?
No, I didn't really use mods at all for San Andreas. No, I seriously played it through. Actually, GTA San Andreas is it's the second GTA I ever beat completely, 100%. Well, not 100%, but 98%, because all the collectibles are they suck. But it was such a good game. It had a really good story about a gang and all this stuff and all the people. Like they had Samuel L. Jackson who played the cop. And they had a lot of good things that were improved from, was it Vice City was next before?
I think so.
Yeah, but like you had stats, you can increase your strength, you can increase your speed, you can increase your driving, you can fly planes, jets, freaking jetpacks. It was such a fun game, but it was probably my favorite because it had such a big map. You could go to Vegas and Los Angeles and was it San Diego? Oh wait, no, San Francisco. You could go to 3 cities, which was really awesome, and had many little glitches where like you can put a bunch of tractors together and spin, and you could like fly across the map and stuff. It was so much fun. It's definitely one of my top 5 games, and always replayable.
And then there's always the cheats.
Yeah, but I didn't cheat at all in it. Not one bit. I mean, there is the fun cheats,
Oh,
but
come on,
I don't
Sidney.
do. I swear on my life, I don't cheat unless I make another save for it.
You
Because
can't.
I like.
So you're telling me you can tell me that you followed that train and you didn't spawn a jet?
Yeah, I can tell you, I've done every single mission by myself, completely 100% legit. I can honestly tell you that.
Okay.
That's what they all say.
I seriously can't, like, if you do all the ambulance things, like the little missions or whatever in an ambulance,
Yeah.
you get more health. And once you do that like all the way, you get a lot of health. You get max health actually. And then if you do fire trucks all the way, you don't get set on fire. So those are like 2 of the biggest stat things that improve it.
Okay then.
That's like really cool. But no joke, you can seriously play it. And I could show you. But yeah.
I got something else to
Alright.
add with my game before, real quick. You can also drive cats. So
Cat?
yeah, you actually get to drive cats.
I feel like Postal's gonna come up for you, Phil.
Oh yes. I
should have
see
done
that
that by
coming.
saying that's not in my list.
Oh.
You love my next one though.
Okay. Okay, but yeah, that's my number 2.
Alright. My number 2, actually my last 2, my last 2 are probably the most easily guessed to if you actually know me, but these last 2 series could not be put on my top 5, or there's no way I could make a top 5 favorite games and not list some game from these last 2 series. The first one being Pokemon. And if you've seen anything,
Fun.
just give me a moment. If you've seen anything with me or Sleeper, you know that we freaking love Pokemon. But then it gave me the issue. I have to choose one game out of all the Pokemon games in existence for one that I like the most.
Your
Emerald.
life depends on this answer.
Yeah. So it took me a bit. I mean, there's my very first Pokemon game, which was Emerald, which was great. Now that the remakes are coming out, it's gonna be awesome, and I can't wait for the remakes to come out so I can play them and feel the nostalgia. But then there are other games too that I liked like a lot, which would be like X and Y. X and Y was great because it was the first 3D game, and it looks really nice to see all the old stuff in 3D. And then I remembered a game on the GameCube, I believe. Just it it reminded me a lot of what am I saying? I
I don't
remembered
know.
it. I was trying to think of a Pokemon game that I really, really loved, that I loved above all the others, and I could not pick one until I remembered one that was on the GameCube, Pokemon Coliseum.
Never heard of
Coliseum
it.
was yeah,
Coliseum was.
okay. Coliseum was great. The story was great. Well, I guess saying X and Y was the first 3D. It was the first 3D handheld because Coliseum was actually also 3D, but it was GameCube. Coliseum was great. It had a great battling style. It had a great storyline. I mean, heck, in the storyline, your character was so awesome that he didn't. In the very beginning, he blows up the bad guy's lair. He doesn't just go in, fight them, they give him money, and then they just say, well, he beat us, I guess we have to quit our evil ways. This guy goes into their base and blows it up in the storyline. And then you also get two of the greatest starters ever, Espeon and Umbreon, which are amazing starters, by the way. But I also love the competitive gameplay for that. Whenever you're battling someone on there, it's not two 2D things hitting each other or pretending to hit each other and then you're just reading the words. It's physical 3D things fighting each other to the death. Probably not to the death, but it looks like that, and to a 5-year-old's mind watching this was just amazing. So, my number 2, Pokemon Coliseum.
Awesome.
Okay, my number 2 is My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. I love
What?
That's such a good game.
I know,
Okay, I'm
right? You could be
interested
like,
to see
My
where
Little
this is
Pony's-
going.
Okay, don't worry, I was kidding. My number 2, crap. Okay, my number 2 is Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
That was a great
that's
game.
one of my favorite games of my childhood. It used to be one of the only games I played, and it's just one of my favorites, just because. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that should be enough explaining.
Awesome. Okay, are we on number 1 now?
No,
I do believe we
Yes.
are.
maybe.
Okay, prepare your butts. My number 1 is the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So,
The torture continues.
like I said with Fallout 3, at first I was pretty excited about the whole futuristic Oblivion, but no, it does not nearly top Oblivion at all, in my opinion. You can do so much stuff in Oblivion, and there's such a great story. I mean, if you pay attention to the story in the Elder Scrolls series, it talks about the first civilization, like the white gold towers and how they're made of and what they're made of and who made them, like the elites. And they tell you how the first civilization was made and how the first empire was made and the first emperor and all these ruins and whatnot. Such a good game. You can even go into the ripples of Oblivion, which that's why it's called that, and you can fight the Oblivion demons, and then you have to destroy the gates, which I thought was freaking awesome. See, now in Skyrim, all you get to do is explore, whoop-de-doo-dah, but in Oblivion, you get to explore and destroy Oblivion gates. And that's, yeah, and it had such a good story, like I said, and it has the arena, which was one of my personal favorite parts, where you can battle and become one of the highest ranks in the arena, which is really, really good. It's really awesome. One of my favorite parts. If you ever remember that, Phil.
Yeah.
Yeah, the arena was just kick-ass. It tells you the story about how the first empire came there, and then how the quote-unquote humans stopped them, and who helped them, who led them, and all that. But it's such a good game. Really, really fantastic. That's why it's my favorite.
You can also be a albino Argonian.
Yeah, I was just an albino Estonian for a couple minutes, so yeah, it's awesome. And that's my favorite game. Oh, I can't say favorite now, but one of my very top games. That's what I can say right now. But can't really. Yeah. Okay. But anyway.
Oh wait, are you
Like-
done now?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I was just hitting my head against a wall that entire conversation.
About why it's so freaking great.
Maybe.
Let's see. What's the Skyrim story? Oh, I'm a dragonborn. I'm just special or something. I can say things out of my mouth. Oh, they're flying. That's it. That's it. Compared
Except
to
you
the
can't
Oblivion story.
you can't
Oh my
go
God.
and explore a Scandinavian countryside. Can you? You can't go see the fjords or anything. Can you?
With mods. Mods you can. You can't change the story of Skyrim with mods. That's
I thought
Yeah.
I thought we agreed before while we were making these lists that no add-ons and no mods were allowed.
No one said no mods. So no
Yeah.
DLC.
I did say no DLC, which is downloadable content.
Okay, if we're
Which-
going to argue, downloadable content is a mod. You download the
Yeah.
mod and then it's content. You can't tell me that a mod isn't downloadable content.
Add-on.
A mod is a mod.
Yeah. I gotta admit, it was a really good things. Some of the good things that they did, like I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still a fantastic game. One of my top probably 10, but I definitely don't think it beat Oblivion.
Well,
That's yeah. I mean, what can you tell me that's featured in that game besides Oblivion, besides the voice? Nothing. Just the field
okay,
and people. That's it.
I said Skyrim because it was great just to go into an adventure, not to be like held back and you have to do this, you have to do that. I'm
Not held back though. It's like
Yeah.
I know, but
essentially the freedom.
to me it was
Yeah.
like to me it was like, oh, do you want to explore a Scandinavian countryside? Go see a bunch of really cool things in the fjords, or do you want to explore an English plains and see plains?
That's kind of
you've never played Oblivion, have you?
That's kind
No,
of
I
what it's like in
haven't.
Oblivion.
I will admit the only experience I've ever seen of Oblivion was watching my cousin play it. But
Exactly.
You need to play it.
You don't appreciate it unless you play it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I played Skyrim for one save at least 250 hours, and no, I don't. I don't think you could beat Oblivion in my opinion. Or just somebody put it in the comments besides freaking Blake or me or Phil, which one they think is better. How's that?
okay,
Okay.
I think that'll
Number
work.
one,
You
Blake, Skyrim lover, English plains, adventurer, guy.
I like Arena.
all right, all right
Those
then.
happen.
I send out a shout out to the
That's
people
how-
out there. These people want to hear that Skyrim's a good game. Well, you guys got to tell them that Skyrim's a good
No one
game.
said it's not good.
Yeah,
No
I
one
think
said
it's a good game. I want to know that Oblivion is a better game, not just a good game. Which one's better, Oblivion or Skyrim? Not which one's gooder
Okay,
or
we
good.
came here to discuss our top 5 video games, not
And we want
discuss.
your opinion.
Yeah, we're here to give our opinions, not debate which is better.
Well, we'll let the comments section see.
Oh, great.
Okay,
This
number
video is
one,
already too long.
Skyrim lover. Let's make it quick then.
Alright, my number 1, I'm
How
just
long
gonna
is
make
it?
this quick. I'm not sure how long this is because it's actually 2 videos put together. As I said, the video was cut sometime in the beginning. But my number 1, like I said, the two series that I absolutely could not leave out, and My number one, probably my number one series of games has got to be The Legend of Zelda, because it's just
Which one?
great story, and every game has a great storyline, great gameplay, great puzzles to solve, just an amazing quest to adventure out on. I admit that it isn't as adventurous as maybe an Elder Scrolls game, because
Not
you
as good as Oblivion.
because you're going from point A to point B to point C to point D. But it's still a great adventure to go about. There's a lot of great challenges to do, and I haven't even mentioned what game I like from the Legend of Zelda series. And
Wind Waker.
when I thought back on it, there was one game that I loved the most out of all of them, and that was Wind Waker.
Yeah.
Oh,
Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker was just a great game. I loved it so much, and even now, it was worthy of of an HD remake when the Wii U came out. So just simply saying that is great. Although Ocarina of Time also got a remake, but you can't just say Ocarina of Time didn't get a Wii U remake. You have to remember that. Wind Waker got the Wii U
I'm much
remake.
better.
But anyway, the Wind Waker was
Majora's
just
Mask needs remake.
yeah, it might. I mean, sure.
No, it needs it. That was a good one. I like that one. Needs it.
Okay. The Wind Waker was great
No.
because again, I love adventure, and it was just great to get in a boat and go wherever the heck you wanted to go out of a ton of islands. It was kind of like a venture into an open world that they now have in Zelda Wii U and Hyrule Warriors. No, wait, Hyrule Warriors isn't it? Never mind. In Zelda, or in The Legend of Zelda Wii U, it's kind of got that open world feel that Wind Waker put on the board and said, here's the open world that we're going to try. Why don't you make it better? So I can't wait for that game to come out. But again, I've got to say, Wind Waker was great. That's
Awesome.
all I have to say.
I personally haven't played it. It's probably
Okay.
Well, if I wanted
Okay.
to describe it, all I'd have to say is pirates and waves and wind and swords and stuff.
Oh
So,
my.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Sure.
Yeah. Eric. It'd be your turn, Phil.
What?
Okay, drum roll, please.
Okay, that hurts my ears.
Okay, my number one was Super Mario Brothers 3.
Oh, you noob.
I know. I spent probably more hours on that one game than I have on probably every other game I played. I know, right? That is typical. Yeah. You can shut up now.
Do you want to explain why?
Nah, it's fine. Okay.
Okay,
But
here's my number one. I'm not going to explain it anymore.
Okay.
I spent more time than that have any. Oh my god.
Philip, come on, you screwed around.
I spent more time on that than I have any other game. I used to know what every single hidden thing is. Because I'm not looking at it. My aunt could do like 5 pages of stuff.
What's so
That's
funny?
one of the first games I play, and I love it. Okay, look at it. Yep, I knew it.
Oh.
Phil, what's so
I wonder what's so funny. Can't be the things you're typing in Skype at all.
no. Okay. Okay.
All
But yeah,
right. Well,
Is that it?
That's it. This top
Um,
5 video is already
yeah.
above like every limit that I ever wanted to have a video to be. So
Yeah.
So it's
I'm just going to end it off now by saying there's going to be way more top 5 videos, and because we just spent the last few hours before research or coming up with ideas for future top 5 videos, and maybe we may make it top 3 videos because this is a really long video and we kind of went into detail and kind of went over the time. But anyway,
well.
and we love using sound effects, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, stay tuned for the next top 5 video next time when we return on the Chaos Platoon top 5 video, whatever the
Five
title
reviewing
happens to be.
video.
Top 5s. I don't know. We need to come up with a title still. And why do you keep using those? Okay, we really need to figure out how to end off a video next time. Anyway, next time, whenever we do a top 5 video, just stay tuned, and it will pop up. And you guys need to. You
Wait,
know
you're still
what?
filming?
Screw it. Yes, I am still filming.
Oh, I thought we were done.
We're done. Okay.
Okay,
Bye.
because I can't end this off with you two laughing.
Yeah, you can end it with all those sound effects then.
Yes, I'm going to end it with all those sound effects. In any case, stay tuned for the next top 5 video. Goodbye.